Ya, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much for watching my video. Alhamdulillah. Let's say Alhamdulillah to our God, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, who has given us good change, and uh, Alhamdulillah, in this month Ramadan, let to make and improve ourselves to increasing our ibadah to Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. And the secondly, don't forget send salam and taslim to our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who has brought us from the darkness to the lightness, from the stupidness to the modern like present. Okay, I would like to presentation my journal. It is efficiency of learning outcomes through management classroom between method X and method Y to improve speaking skill. Okay, for the first, it is chapter 1, introduction. Background. This chapter will explain several points about how to increasing the one of skill in English specific in speaking skill from my research. So before that, the reader have to know several things. Okay, they are the problems of research, the formulation of the research, of the research, and the method of the research as will be elaborated in the following section. Okay, number 1, the problem of the research. In learning English, the student have to be master to all of skill of English, like speaking, reading, writing, and listening. To be a good master of English, the one of most interest to dominate students, it is speaking skill, because as we know, speaking as tool in the communication with the other people, like in communication and conversation with the other people in international to who has used international language. Okay. Secondly, number 2, the formulation of research based on the observation and my citation above. The researchers will identify the problems in the research. Will formulate such as how to the student confidence to speak. This is number 1. The second, it is what strategy will teachers conduct to improving the student speaking skill. Okay, number 3, the aim of the research. The specially aim at this research is as follow. How the student comfortable to learn with the management classroom. And then number 2, what management classroom more efficient to increase the student speaking skill. Okay, this is the formulation and the aim at from my research. Okay, number 4, the method of the research. The method we use in this research is quantitative method. So I will use a quantitative method to find out what method more efficient, uh, like uh, like method X and method Y. What method will conduct and more efficient to increase the speaking skills of the students. Okay, number 5 is conclusion. Okay, I think this is not so important to the for you guys. So we next, B, identification research problem or research question. Based on the background, and the title of this research above, so that research can take several questions for this research. They are, for number 1, how big how big the student's interest to learn English, specific in speaking skill, like this. And number two, what motivation has been the student got. So what motivation the student has been got from the like from the teacher and from their parents, like this. Okay, number four, what approach has been the teacher do. What approach has been the teacher do. Okay, the approach also have influence to the student to make the student uh, more slow about more enjoy to learn speaking skill, like this. And number four, what the school and the teacher fixing some of media to teaching. uh, and this in this in this point, the teacher, what some of media have teacher fixing to teaching, what are they used to teaching in speaking skill. Okay, scope of the research. The main problem to this research is about the motivation and the less of the speaking skill student. With this research, the researchers attempt how to student more interest to learn English. How this scope from this research, apa about the student motivation, uh, to make, yeah, like I said before, to make the student more enjoy to learn English, specific in speaking skill. Okay, next, the research objective. This research was conducted to compare the efficiency of student outcomes learning method X and learning method EA in improving student speaking skill. With the result of this study, it can be concluded that the pursuit method is more efficient to be used by teachers in teaching student speaking skill. Okay, maybe next. Okay, next, now chapter 2, review of literature. A review of um, previous research. Okay, this research section, the author will discuss research relate related the title of this proposal. Research conducting by Zavazarin with the title Classroom Management, Setting a Regimen, ESL Classrooms has concluded. So in conclusion, it can be said that classroom management is not only concerning student this disruptive behaviors and maintaining discipline. It also entails the other factor to establish a productive working environment in a language classroom. City management classroom is one of the most important aspect of classroom management, which is connected to the other aspect of it. Okay, next, B, review of related theories. Number one, speaking and its function. As we know, the speaking is one of important students have to dominate to learn about international language or spoken language. It is English language to use how to we can communicate with the overseas people. Okay, as as English language is second language for the other country in the world. So we have to dominate speaking in English language. Okay, speaking is a tool that used to communicate as connector with the opponent speaker. Yeah, to use to opponent speaker to delivering the speaker message, and or and over that to expedite the conversation, like this, guys. Okay, next, number two. Management classroom. Management classroom is the strategy by the teacher. They operate in the classroom to make the student be disciplined, focused to the lesson, full attention to tasks, and productive academically during in the classroom like this. As is the management classroom will make the class be smoothly and effectively. It can make students to growing up the student skill and minimize the inhibitors learning of the student. So the management classroom is apa? Very important to us, to us as a teacher. Uh, but apa because it is can make the student um, smoothly and effectively to us a teacher to teaching like this guys. Okay, number three, sitting arrangement. So in this research, I will research it about what sitting arrangement more effective to increase the speaking skill to student. So I will use to model of sitting arrangement. I will models. I prefer two models. Yes, I prefer two models like line square pair and separate table. Line square pair it is. Uh, I make it. I will design. I will design the line square pair. This is I will this my I give this name sitting arrangement line square pair in the student sitting arrangement which called the line square pair. It is apa is a sitting arrangement that I designed to carry out my research later, where I will form a sitting arrangement of students with a rectangular shape that has an even sitting line with other sitting lines, but with other sitting lines that form an aspect for any for aspect. Then I will form two groups named the north, south, and east, west. Any north, south group and east, west group, which because become a pair of sitting lines facing the student direction. In this sitting arrangement, I will give topics to each group in the form of pros and cons topic, so that each group will be held responsible for topics according to the topic uh, I will give them like this. It aims to make students more creative and active, improving the quality of speaking ability by student like this guys. Okay, so the separate table, I think maybe the one of you has been know what is the separate table. So I next conceptual framework. Okay, this is in this student of English. This is the population. This is the population. So I will make two sample X and sample Y. So I will I need their interest, how interest they to learn speaking skill uh, in observation, like um, make a questionnaire. So in that in this I know how big their interest, and I will conclusion that. So I need to conducting to more specific, and I understand if in the uh, researching. Okay, chapter 3, research method. Number 1, research design. The study aims to compare the efficiency between X teaching method and Y teaching method in improving students' speaking skills, like this, guys. So the researchers concludes that running the research using qualitative research method. Okay, guys. Next, number 2, subject of the study, population. Yeah, as we know, population is an area of generalization of, certain characteristics that are likely to be applied by researchers to study and then draw conclusion. So with the research that I will do by making in SMA Negeri 1 Campalagian, senior high school in Campalagian, as my research population sample. This is, guys. Okay, number 2.2 point sample. With this research, I will take a sample from the population that will represent the entire population that is taking two classes with each teaching method as I have mentioned in the research design above, like this, guys. Okay, next, number 3, instrument of the research. 3.1, observation. Observation is a step that must be done by researchers to carefully object that they want to examine and not systematically to collect data as empirical material for their research. Number 3.2, questionnaire. The questionnaire is an activity that is also carried out by researchers to obtain or collect data on their research object by analyzing attitudes and interests and characteristics for the validity of research methods in the form of a list of questionnaire, like this, guys. Okay, number 3.3, interviews. Interviews are also activities carried out by researchers to collect the data. Interviews involving one or more people to be asked questions regarding the needs of researchers, in which researchers make to conversation to make people interviewed answer according to their own opinion and thoughts, like this, guys. Okay, number 4, product procedure of collecting data. Number 1, the first step is to ask permission. Yeah, to ask permission. So I provide my presentation to perfect in this PowerPoint so that you can pause to read it because it's so long. The first step is to ask permission in advance from the school or the research object of the researchers as a step to get the freedom of the researcher to the object of research. The freedom here means to be free to step or free to carry out research according to research procedures, such as free to look for problems that exist in the object in accordance with the title the researchers. And the next step is step 2. It is the equipment must be done by researchers on the situation and environmental conditions of the research object to adjust to the research object itself with the aim of the researcher to create a research style that can make the research object not rigid and comfortable as usual. Number 3, the third step is it is for research to search for problem that exists in the object of research both students and teachers to get more detailed information as preliminary research data, and then the final step it is conclude. Okay, conclusion for what you get from the first step until the third step. So in final test, in final step, you have to conclusion um, about the information to be your the data. Okay, the last it is number five technique of the data analysis. In the study, the research will be conducted by researchers is research that seeks the efficiency of a more effective method used in conducting teaching and learning process, especially in speaking skills, so that researchers will use descriptive methods in finding fact between two variables that enable more efficiency in learning speaking skill. Maybe I think just it. I can presentation tonight. Uh, Thank you very much for watching until full video. Okay, I hope you guys can understand and forgive me if I have many mistakes in this video, because I am learning to learn to I am studying, and keep to give me appreciation to more good in speaking skill. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching my video. Akhirul kalam, the final word it is Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.